What's up guys, and welcome to the fourth tutorial of programming in XML/Java within Android Studio. And this tutorial is all about making all the buttons work. Without further ado, let's start the video. Okay, in order to make the buttons work, you have to create the buttons. So we have to go to activity/.xml, delete all the garbage that we don't need, which is everything from here. Or you can cancel it out if you want to, if you think that helps. We also need to get rid of all of this and type in relative layout. There it is, and that's changed itself. Okay, at the bottom. Now we can actually put in a button. If you go to design, a button can be dragged onto the screen. There you go. And this can be named start or whatever, because from this splash activity screen you will be able to move on to the main menu and then from that onto the game. So if I just put that there for the time being, go back into the text, and we also will need an on-click method. So if I go from start a new line, now type in Android text equals, well, not even this, I think that's already there. So if I go back, on click is what I wanted to say. So on click is there, and now start game. Okay, that should fully function, but now we have to go back into the splash activity Java class, get rid of all the garbage that we no longer require. So that's all the way from here, all the way from here, all the way till, so if I just cancel this out for the time being because we may not need this. Okay, now go to a new line and type public void start game view, and then view again, intent start. We will import all that later on, equals new intent this, comma, to the main activity, yes, dot class. Close that off with a semicolon, go to the next line and type start activity that is correct, and then intent start in that is also correct. Alter and return to import that. That's okay, that works, yes. We can get rid of this if that's causing some mischief. Okay, so this one's for that one's for this one is for that. We also probably need one here, so we can remove this. Okay, that's okay, that's fine. We can save that, and now we can go back to the main activity main and put in more buttons from here, so we can just remove all the garbage that is no longer required. So we can get rid of all this garbage, remove it or cancel it out if you really need to. Get rid of all of this where it says coordinator layout and replace this with relative layout. There you go. Go back to design, and now we can just start adding buttons in from start game. So if I put one button in here, start game, put in another button just below it, call it the high score. We will put in a high score function in later, but this is just a button. That's done. Put in another button, and this time a settings button, a function for the settings. So if you want to turn down the volume or decrease the brightness. Another button for exit game. Okay, and that's how it should look when you are on the text feature. So far so good. If we go to activity game.xml, we can remove all the garbage that is no longer required from all this to that. So get rid of it. Change this to relative layout again. Okay, yes, so we now have splash activity, a button that when pressed will redirect us to the main activity, and now we need to optimize the functions and allow the buttons to be redirected to the game activity. So we need to put in the buttons for the main activity so we can get rid of all the garbage that is no longer required and put in the things that we require. So from all here to toolbar, we can just eliminate all this. We don't need it. Public void start game. I mean, we can just take the one from splash activity that we made earlier. So just copy all of this, save so much time. Command C, go to main activity, put this in. Okay, import the class 2. Go back to the main activity, and we need to change something or add some on-click methods. So if I go back to it, start game is right at the top. So okay, on click, so we can go back to the splash and just take the on click from there, copy this, go back to the main activity main, and where is the start game? Right on the top, and we can put this on the next line. Okay, that should fully function now. So if we go back to main activity, we now have a button that when pressed will redirect us to the next activity, which will be the game activity. Yes, so this needs to change to the game activity. Okay. Yes, that is fine. We can put in more code for exit game. So public void exit game, which is not created at the minute, so we need to copy this. So we need to copy that, go back to, this is the main, so we need to go to activity main and go to where it says exit, which is, where is it? Start game high score setting. Exit is right here. We need to make an on click method for that too. So Android on click exit game. That is fine. Save that, go back to the main activity. Curly braces. Intent again. Equals new intent brackets intent dot action main. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Close that off with semicolon. Next line should be intent add category. Dot add category, and then intent again dot category home. There it is. Close this one off too. Go to the next line. This one's being What's happening here? Ignore that for a minute. Go to the next line. Intent set flags. Okay. Intent dot flag activity new task. So I see it there. We can just put that in. Close that off again. Semicolon. Start activity. Intent inside there. That should be okay. Cancel that out for a minute. Save all this. Go to the Android manifest now. We need to change things in that. So if I go to here, Android manifest. So splash activity, game activity. We may need to remove some of this and we may need to keep some of this because it looks correct. If I just run this game and see what happens before even touching anything, you will see this on the screen. Okay, so now if I press start or run this, waiting for ADB, press OK. Android monitor initializing ADB. So there are a few errors. I just need to cancel all this out. Run that again. Okay. Okay, so we are presented with a few buttons. That won't work. My first game. Press start game. Where does it go to? Just a white screen. We really need all this to be interlinked with one another. So if I just get out of this, go back to the main activity, cancel that. It's still giving us the error. Go to the Android manifest. If I just cancel this out. So now I can say Android colon screen orientation is portrait, and the next line is intent filter. Yes, that's correct. Launcher, yes. Intent filter ends here. Okay, if I go back to the splash activity, copy all this and put it back into the splash activity. Yes. If I run this now, see what happens. Keep saying the game has stopped. Go back to the Android manifest because there's something in here that needs to be changed in order for this to work or function correctly. That needs to be lowercase. Okay, now that's okay. So if I run this again, okay. Android monitor. Exit is now working. My first game, if I do start game, where is that taking us? Nowhere at the minute. So if I go back. Okay, so at the minute, one button works. Exit works. Start game will work, but it should redirect us onto the game activity. If we go to game activity, what's happening here? Right, copy this and put it all the way So remove this first. Copy all of that, put that there, replace that with this. Okay. Change that to game. Let's just run this and see what happens again. Yes. Run this again. Okay, so there has been a splash activity created on your screen. So splash activity, but we're still not seeing the right. So if I just get out of all of this, so just close out. Now go splash activity, start, click start. So now it redirects me to the main activity. So once I would to press the start activity and now go to the game activity, so that works. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thanks for now.